What's going on, guys? It's your boy Burrow77 here with my main man, Nick Dianni. Um, my voice is a little gassed from the wedding and partying my ass off. And we're running a little bit late with the starting 11s. I just have Torino's now. I just got the notification from FotMob about Atalanta's. So I am going to ask Nick to backpack the start of the show real quick while I mess around in Photoshop and get these graphics ready for us.
Yeah, man. Do what I can. Appreciate you having me on as always. Glad you enjoyed the hell out of this wedding. Sounds like it was a blast. But let's try to make sense of this one once we get these lineups in. Guys, I don't know what to say, man. We're falling into the trap here, week 2. I'm so guilty of it. You get hyped off of a week 1 performance. You're like, okay, this team is either going to carry into great form like they did in week 1, or, team looked like shit. They're going to bounce back. Milan, perfect example. 2 weeks in a row of terrible performances. So I'm going to say proceed with caution a little bit on that Atalanta week 1 performance. They won 4-0 over Lecce. Completely dominated that game from about the 30th minute on. I expect them to do it again. Point I'm trying to make is it's very possible that they may not, right? It's just proceed with caution early in the year. Been on with you, Oaks. We talked about it. Just trying to make sense of people having rust coming in off of the summer, right? Long seasons, summer international tournaments, new players, new tactics, whatever the case may be. Just always proceed with caution. I don't think you have to fire away 50 bets in this game, but definitely like Atalanta to continue their form from a high level. We were talking about it over Twitter. Team total over 1.5 is still a plus number for Atalanta. Very, very rare. Bet this probably 20 times last year, and I think it was a plus number once. So it was plus 140, plus 130 earlier in the week. That's gone. You can still get a plus 110. Definitely my favorite bet of this game. I do think they scored 2 goals. Torino does have a new coach. It's not even Juric anymore. This is a guy who preached defense first. So this Torino team was a good under team. A lot of 1-1 games, 1-0. But Atalanta just has the firepower, man. I mean, there we go. We got the lineup here pretty much unchanged from last week. You're looking at Brescianini and Pasalic maybe switching spots. I don't know how fluid that's going to be, but Retegui coming off of a 2-goal game. CDK, monster year last year. Ederson is just the guy in the middle. Solid lineup here, and I just don't see Torino's midfield being able to handle what Atalanta throws at them.
Yeah, and look, I will give Torino some credit. They obviously changed tactics a little bit, like you were saying earlier. They went out and got Adams. They went out and got a little bit more aggressive offensively here. I do like Illich back there as well. I know he's a little longer in the tooth, but he's still a very capable player who can distribute well, make some good passes, will take some shots. I like him for a shot on target as a look. I still think that Zapata is the backpack that carries this team. We saw it a little bit last week, and I think we're going to continue to see it this season. Yes, they did get him some help, but he still is going to be the engine that drives this team forward, in my opinion. So and he shoots a ton. So if you're a guy that's into the first half shots market, shots on target market, 2 shots, shot on target for Zapata, great correlation there. Always seems to be a way to find some nice value. But I couldn't be more with you in the idea that I'm all over Atalanta here. Again, I don't want to say like unload on this, or you gotta. It's week 2. You gotta bet within reason. But yeah, I'm with you. I took the team total over 1.5 back on Thursday at plus 140. I think it's still good at the plus 110 number that we've been seeing so far. I think that CDK looked absolutely fantastic. Ratugi played really, really well. Obviously, ended up being the benefactor and scoring a lot of goals there. So I like him for shots. I like him for shots on target. Same with CDK. We know he likes to pull the strings and that he's always really involved in the assist and the distribution game there. Zappacosta took a few more shots than I was kind of expecting. I thought Ederson would be a little bit more of the shooter there. Again, he's Brazilian. You guys know I love Brazilians. You know how I love that they're always willing to pull up and shoot from distance. But Zappacosta is a perfectly fine shooter too. It all just kind of depends on how that flow of the four people in the midfield between Pulisic, Ederson, Zappacosta, and Bresciani. How'd you say that one?
Brescianini.
Brescianini.
You got a couple extra ends in there.
Mm-hmm. So how those guys play and how they're organized will kind of depend on where the volume's coming from. One important note is Torino sold one of their best center backs to Atalanta. So, Torino's obviously a little bit more depleted when it comes to their defense. That's why I believe that they're going to have to play on the front foot more this season. And, this is a nice little, hey, we got one of your good players, kind of rubber matchy feel here. So I think we'll see an open game. Atalanta's leaky at the back too. Let's not get it twisted. I know they didn't give up any goals versus Lecce, but Lecce had a bunch of good opportunities. And the thing with Atalanta was they were extremely clinical in the box when they got finishes. It's not, they did end up dominating the game a little bit more second half, but Lecce had a ton of opportunities first half that they just couldn't convert. And Atalanta maximized all their opportunities and never took their foot off the gas, especially late. And that's, even when you step up in class, that's something you can expect to see out of this Atalanta team all season. They're going to keep their foot on the gas. They're going to go full throttle, and they're going to fight for 90-plus minutes.
Yep.
Atalanta money line lean, Fernando. I like that. Yep. I can definitely get involved in that. Sorry, with just how lineups were a little bit late here from Serie A, which is starting to become a problem. I love Serie A. I obviously love talking Serie A and having you on, but they need to get away from being late on their lineups and go more towards the EPL of, no, we're going to drop them 75 minutes early. Yeah. Everybody should be like Madrid and drop them 3 hours early, but I mean, everybody's not that confident, and I get it. Fernando, here, I love Atalanta. You can get plus 110, plus 120, plus 115, plus 117. So I'm here for all of that.
And I'll give you two other, it's all in the same vein. If you don't like the team total, or if you do like the team total and you want to go fucking bonkers, Atalanta to get a goal in the first half is even money. I think that's a great value. And Atalanta score the first goal is plus 140. I'm not, I like the second one. I like just to get a goal in the first half, maybe a little bit better, just because it's a little safer. But I expect them to be on the front foot from the start of this game. So plus 140 to me is a silly number. I just maybe the books know better than I do, but I just don't understand why Atalanta is getting so much disrespect.
Yeah, another one I really like here is both teams to score, because like I said, Atalanta, they play three in the back. They can be gotten to if you got pace and you put in some good through balls here, which I think Illich will be able to do along with Adams and Zapata. So you need both teams to score minus 115, minus 120. I definitely like that. Is a nice little piece. I'm trying to find a goal in both halves here, because not for specific team, just a goal in both halves from this game feels like a really good bet. If you see that number, let me know.
Definitely.
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, here. And again, I'm trying to make a little sense of this lineup. If it gets swapped around, if some of these players, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's going to be fluid, but
This is
Pasalic,
going
man.
to be the formation for Atalanta for
Right.
sure. This is what they've run the previous 2 weeks. So I'm not necessarily worried about the formation, but yeah, I mean, it's late. It's on FOTMOB.
Right.
Are they playing in that exact position? No.
Right.
So if Pasalic switches up and plays where I've normally been seeing him, again, that's kind of my anticipation.
Plus 325 to get an assist. I think that's a silly number. He got one last week. He's just going to be pulling those strings. So I like that a lot. I think if you're looking at some of these alternative markets, tackles, you mentioned Zappacosta. I think he's really sound in the defensive game. Him to get 2 tackles is even money. I like that bet a lot. Adam Massina for Torino is to have 2 tackles is minus 120. I think he's going to have his hands full this game. I don't necessarily rate him all that well. He's been around, he's probably in his 30s at this point, kind of a journeyman type guy, but I think he's going to have his hands full. I expect him to get some fouls. If you can get a card number on him, I'd probably look at that as well. And the guy that I just don't know what to make of yet, Oaks, and I wonder if you have any thoughts on him, is Ricci for Torino, because he's a young, energetic guy. He's like 22, 23 years old, had a good season last season, kind of all over the place. Like, I don't want to put him in the same category, so pardon my comparison here, but reminds me kind of like Nico Barella for Inter, like just kind of does a little bit of everything.
He's got a little more to go. Like, I'm not going to, again, it's
nowhere
a
near him.
Comparison in their playing style. He's obviously not on Barella's level.
Right. Was never trying to make that comparison. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't know how to bet him. That's what, like, in my mind, what's he going to do this game? Is he the guy that needs to be the stopper and make tackles and clearances? Is he the guy that's going to push forward a little bit and get some shots? I have no idea what to do with him, but I know that, like, this is a name you're going to hear all game. So just keep an eye out. I don't know. I don't know what to say there other than to just keep your eye out for him. And if you have any leans on him, let me know.
So I really like what I saw Ricci, especially in that Milan game. I do like his ability to get forward here. I'm taking a look now at what it's at. Also, by the way, JU2 Crane, thank you very much for finding this number. I like a goal in both halves. Again, that's not team specific. Just I think there's a goal in the first half here, and I certainly think there's a goal in the second half here. Minus 120 is a really good number. I like that. You went for both teams to score minus 119 there. I like that. Both teams to score over 2.5 at plus 155. I really like that number as well. I do see goals here. I do see both of these defenses still being really suspect. I'm with you. If you can still find Atalanta team total at over 1.5, I really like that. I like Atalanta to win in over 1.5 too. So let's see what we can find. Ricci. Okay, so one shot is definitely not doable, but Ricci just to shoot the ball twice, doesn't even have to be on target, is plus 150. I like that because, again, I think that the move here is to try and take some of the weight off of Zapata's shoulders.
Right.
He had 80 to 85% of all goal contributions last season for Torino. So somebody needs to fucking help this guy out. He drug their offense kicking and screaming to success last year. So I do think Ricci will need to be involved in the attack, but that doesn't mean that he won't play deeper lying at times in the midfield, be making tackles, be making good clearances on defense. And again, a little bit younger of a guy being asked to do a lot of different things. He's a good look for a card at this stage in the game, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. I'm wondering what the card total is for this game. Like, is it Torino's like a cagey team, man? I feel like they're good for 2 to 3 every game.
Stats markets, cards. Over under 4.5. 4.5. The over's juiced at plus 118. Who's on rep for this game? Do you know off top?
No, I don't.
Give me one second.
Shame on me.
That.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who we got reffing this, John?
Yeah, Torino over 1.5 cards. I mean, it's fucking juicy, man. But how did they not get 2?
Yeah. I mean, one, Ederson's a Brazilian, so we know he's gonna be in the mix. Darun is good. He's the captain. Dishmiti, I don't know how to say his name. The left back over there.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little bit of a hack too. Ruigi has a lot of responsibilities. Again, Zappacosta isn't going to be afraid to mix it up.
Yeah.
What's the line on 1.5 cards there?
Atalanta's 2.5, and they're -105.
-105. I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Well,
Torino's over 1.5.
Antonio Rapano's ref stats. So give me a second here. This is his 44th match, averaging about 25 fouls a game, giving up 4.2 yellows a game.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Man.
5 Torino matches, averaging 2.5 cards a game for Torino matches versus the Atalanta matches. Left 4 of those, giving up 3.5 cards a game there in the Atalanta matches. With how open this game is, I could definitely get to 5 cards, but I'm not super committed on that.
Yeah, that's a crapshoot. 100% agree.
Ooh. Under. Okay, so what? That's an under with both teams to score. It's 4.8. I mean, if you're looking at like an under 4.5, I can probably see this one. I'm thinking Atalanta probably wins this game 2-1. I think would be a great result for everybody. I could see maybe a 2-2 here if Torino really gets involved in this offense. I don't know if Atalanta is going to score 3 here away after that Lecce game. Again, I do like that they rested midweek, and so did Torino. We obviously saw, your guys Lazio struggle midweek. The other bet I really like here, not in this game, but in this time slot, is I'm all over Venezia to score, playing a Fiorentina team whose right back is suspended on a red card, whose backup right back took a booking 17 minutes in and was down 2-0 to some team full of, I didn't even know who the fuck that team was. I had to go look up what league they played in.
I think they're from Hungary, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, they ended up tying 3-3.
Yeah.
So Fiorentina is a little bit on fraud alert here. And without their starting right back suspended on a red, I got Venezia just to score a goal at -120. And if you want to go both teams to score there to cut that juice a little bit, that's fine. I'm not saying that I don't think Fiorentina scores at home. I just really think Venezia gets in the back of the net.
Yeah, I agree with that. Venezia scored last week against Lazio. That's not exactly an accomplishment, but they did score a goal, first game back in the league. And Fiorentina last week got dominated by Parma. They walked away with a 1-1 draw.
Parma looks good too.
They were on the back foot for 85 minutes of that game. I mean, just so Fiorentina 100% on fraud watch. Listen, new coach, new players, I get all that, but they just don't defend well, plain and simple. So I love that play. I'm tailing you on it for sure.
Let's get a little bit into the shots on target here. Sorry, I know I had to throw in that Venezia bet, but we'll keep it moving on a little of these shots on target markets, because I did kind of throw out a couple I was looking at. And look, CDK just for a shot on target at -150 on FanDuel. Nice little parlay piece, especially in my opinion. Probably a little too juiced for a standalone. If you can get money down and it's still available at -120 over on Bet Rivers, I think that's a great standalone number. Personally, I'm not even going to try. I know I'm limited out there to like $11 and change on that bet. I have to find a parlay piece for it, and I just don't think I'm going to have the time. Pasalic to put a shot on target. I've been eating off that. He's done it in both games they've played so far here, and I'm not super worried even if he is sitting a little bit deeper and not playing the 10 here. Pasalic is very key on set pieces and always involved in set piece duty. So I love the fact you can get him for a shot on target at plus 105, plus 110. I actually high key like the corners here too. So I mean, I'll keep going on shots on target, but if you don't mind, if you could look up what the corner line is, I think there's corners here. I would say there's probably 9 or 10 corners in this game.
Believe it or not, so it's set at it's 9.5 for sure for the total, or might even be 10. It's disappearing on me. But the thing that blew my mind, Torino's actually favored where
on the spread for corners?
On the spread, which is nuts to me. So you can get Atalanta plus half a corner at minus 130, which is kind of wild to me.
I really like that.
I know Atalanta did get out cornered last week. I mean, granted, when you get 4 goals, you know, that shit's going into the net. So I think they lost the corner
getting their ass kicked. They're going to do anything they can to try and create any sort of dangerous opportunity.
But I think Torino got out cornered by Milan like 9-3 or something like that.
Yeah, Milan absolutely smoked them, especially in the second half. Yes. Now, Milan has unfortunately fallen into the trap of starting the first half of games pretty slow. I don't necessarily see that from Atalanta here. And personally, I just think they have the ability to rack up some corners here. Sticking with the shots on target, though, I mentioned Illich earlier. You can get him at plus 110, plus 155 if you can find it on Bet Rivers. That might be something nice to pair for me with CDK at minus 120. I might be able to get $20 down on that. That's something I would look at. I'm not huge on taking guys for 2 shots on target, not because I don't think that they can do it, but most at this level, and especially guys like Zapata, they're just too good. And if Zapata's putting 2 on frame, he's probably in the back of the net.
Yep, 100%. Plus 210 still, right?
Yeah, plus 220, plus 210. I really like that number. What's his anytime goal? Give me 1 second here.
It was like plus 250 earlier today.
Yeah, plus 200, plus 220. So yeah, at that price, again, it's up to you. I'm fine with 2 shots on target. For me, I think he finishes his opportunities when he gets them. So I like him for a goal at the plus 200 to something. Fuck yeah! Fatty Valverde, baby!
Guess Madrid got a goal.
Yes, sir. Let's see who did Vinny.
Do we have a Vinny assist? Is all that matters.
I just caught the end, obviously, because I'm focused on this and talking to you guys. The corner of my eye, I saw Fetty celebrating, so we'll find out shortly here. So yeah, right. I'm not.
Here's my real question, Oaks. We going back to the well with Ederson, because I had him shot on target last week. He didn't come through. Do we think he gets a shot on target? He's plus 130. I mean, it's like they're begging me to take it.
I like it. I'm going to say until I see a little bit more 100%. Of exactly what position he's playing, more of a half unit sprinkle. And again, I think the guy's really dangerous. Zappacosta did a lot more of what I thought Ederson would be doing last game, because versus Madrid, Zappacosta had a lot more defensive responsibilities, which is smart. That's smart by Atalanta. He's the more veteran player who's been in the system longer, who knows the team better and their capabilities. So, again, for now, caution on it. But Ederson, if he's jacking for chicks, his first half shots numbers are fucking ridiculous. And that's a guy that easily can put 2 shots.
Yep.
So yeah, I love CDK to score an assist here. I know it's a little bit of a cop out, but if the number's playable, I love it. Give me a second.
Yeah, and this is a dude with a ton of goal contributions last year. So you're talking about this is maybe his 3rd game, where I don't think he's done anything yet, right? No goals, no assists. So he's due.
plus 200. And
he's due.
Look how dangerous he was. He might not have gotten the assist credit on the stat sheet versus Lecce. He got the hockey assist. He was the guy who made the pass that then eventually he's going to break through here. And the fact that he's plus 200 to score assist is just a dumb, and that's on FanDuel too, where the assist market is dumb soft. You get an assist if he draws the penalty. You get an assist if he puts a shot on target, keeper stops it, and it goes for a rebound and somebody scores it. Like, it's a softer assist market over there, and that plus 200 number is just screaming at me right now.
I'm with you. Trying to see what else I like. I'm sorry, I told everybody to proceed with caution, and here we are just like stroking everybody on Atalanta. I'm trying to see what else I like for Torino, because they are capable, right? They did score goals last week. Zapata at any time, man, he's like plus 250. I mean, this is a proven guy. He's a 20-plus goal scorer in this league. He used to play for Atalanta. I don't know how much that weighs in the back of his mind. Does he want a little bit of a
traded early last season? I love the revenge narrative here with Zapata. I'm actually going to look it up right now since we have the time. We'll extend this show just another 5 or 10 minutes since I was late. Well, I wasn't late. Serie A was late. So I'm putting the burden directly on them.
So think about it, man. He's with Atalanta for what, 5-6 years?
Yeah.
You know,
top
gets traded last year. They win the fucking Europa League, you know? Like, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Atalanta smoked them 3-0 last time in the head-to-head. Torino won 3-0 at home. Zapata scored a brace in that one. So if you think I'm not taking Zapata at home versus his former team, you got me fucked up. I'm in. Book it. I'm taking Zapata half a unit anytime goal scored.
I like it.
Again, I will mention, since we want to get some Torino action here, I really like Illich for an assist. If we're taking Zapata for a goal here, I really like Illich's number for an assist. Veteran guy, played a little bit in Europe, made his return to the national team, had some off-the-field issues, was dealing with some mental health stuff a little bit, and, just a good feel-good story. Back playing good football, always dangerous. Him to score or assist, so you get some flexibility here, not with just the straight-up assist. Illich is 380. I think that's a fantastic number if you think Atalanta's finding the back of the net here today.
See it.
I also like his shot on target at plus money. You're getting plus 110 / 2.1 for the international market. So I think that's a really good look too. You know Illich is shooting.
And I'm wondering what the save number is on Milinkovic-Savic if you have access to the saves market, because this dude is fucking huge.
In Michigan anyway, I'm not getting offered saves market in Serie A yet. I think that they're just like us. Everybody wants a little bit more data before the player prop market starts to fully unfurl. By the way, Rodrigo got credited with that assist. I didn't see the play. But Madrid is looking dangerous. Obviously, it's tough. It was always going to be a little tough for Madrid with Valladolid parking 11 men in the box. I don't care who you are. It always is going to take some time to figure out how to break down a defense that's just knows they don't have a ton of hope offensively, and their goal is to lose by a smaller margin.
Yep.
So yeah, guys, I'll tell you right now, I'm locked in again from Thursday. Atalanta team total over 1.5. Still think it's a very playable number. Shop around, get the best price for your money. But I'm good at that. Anything to about minus 105. I got it plus 140. I know Nick got it at plus 145. I was watching Nick's show, Kicks and Picks podcast. Be sure to check that out on Kicks and Picks YouTube. All the links are down here in the description. Blah, blah, blah. Had a great show, but I know this is one of your favorite bets for the week, and I do expect to see an open game here.
Yep.
And I expect this to be fun. So if there's any more questions, comments, or concerns from chat, feel free to drop them. I know some people are kind of just coming in here as this game's getting closer and closer to kick off. Happy to talk about anything.
Listen,
Atalanta target is plus 340, man.
Wait, one?
One shot on target at plus 340 for the full game.
That's insane.
I mean,
you have to.
You gave him the Barella comp.
You have to.
In 340, I'm gonna put a cup of coffee. I'm gonna put $10 on it.
You have to.
Breakfast.
You have to. You have to.
Again,
tell you what, that's a better number than me. Throw 10 on it for me as well.
I'm in. We're
in. Yeah, I like that. I just locked in Atalanta to score in the first half at even money. You could probably get it even better than that, but I think there's no way they're not scoring 2 goals in this game. So I like that as well. Matteo Retegui.
Goal in both halves too for both teams. If you can get a goal in both halves at minus 120, feels really good in my opinion.
Retegui scored 2 goals last week. I mean, he's not going to score 2 every week, but he's still plus 210, plus 220. I mean, that's kind of a silly number.
Kind of making looking nervous if he's holding out for that PSG offer that still's not coming through. You gotta figure out where the fuck you're going, Lookman. Otherwise, Retegui might be, barking up for your spot.
And the crazy thing is, man, like, you bring them back into the fold, and how much better is this team? Like, stick around. What are you winning at PSG? You're going to win the French league again? Cool.
Who cares,
brother? You may win in the fucking Champions League.
No. And even if they get knocked out in groups, I still don't think they're good enough to win Europa League.
Right. I agree with that. So I don't know why you don't want to stay with this team. You had the year of your career last year. You won some silverware. Team is clearly building something and trying to be sustainable, doing something a lot of Italian teams aren't doing for a number of reasons, right? But, disaster of a league and finances being number one. A lot of these teams aren't building on success. A lot of these teams don't have depth, especially at forward. This is a team where if you're keeping Lookman, you have
you're playing Champions League football here,
right,
too.
3 to 4 starting
see how shitty AC Milan looks.
Yep.
You're right. You're not only in the conversation for top 4 again in Serie A, with how shitty Milan looks right now. You're
top
up
2
there with Juve, Milan, competing for, again, I think Inter's probably going to run away with it because they're just so goddamn deep. Yep. But we're talking Atalanta might have their best finish ever in a Scudetto seat for a Scudetto, or not ever, but in the last decade for a Scudetto.
Agree.
This team's built very well. They knocked off Leverkusen to win Euro. They handed Leverkusen their only fucking loss last year
and dominated the game. 3-0. So, Lookman, I don't know, man. Come on the show with us next time and explain what's going on. I would just love to understand it.
I'll call up Flash. He's your boy from hometown, dude. You guys grew up together in fucking London. I'll get Flash on, who fucking was striker for Southampton. You want to chop it up? Come on, open invite, Lookman.
Yeah, man. So
if this gets to Lookman and he comes on, I'll lose my shit, by the
way. But yeah, your boy Scamacca, obviously he's probably out for the season or really close to it.
At least until they would have to be making a really deep run.
Right. But the point is,
I don't think he's overrated. I think he really is that good, especially when you put him in a team like this that's capable of getting him the ball. He's a big physical body, big presence guy who can play with his back to goal, which is absolutely essential here if you're an Italian squad.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. And I've been harsher on him than most because he hadn't really figured it out. But the point you just made is 100% spot on. He came to this team last year and had a breakout season and figured it out because this system lets these forwards thrive.
Like he did at fucking Sassuolo when he had a 25-goal season. West Ham, David Moyes had no idea what the fuck he was doing. That's why he's not working there anymore. And if you're going to keep running out Antonio while Samach is there, you deserve to lose your job over that.
Yep. So anyway, point is, he's still on the roster. Retegui just brought in. CDK starting to break out. Lookman, stick around, brother. Build something with this team. I don't get it, but whatever. We're go on all day. Point is, this team has a ton of firepower. Definitely expect some goals from them. Hopefully they don't disappoint us from 1 week to the next, but I just don't think Torino has it in the back to contain them for 90 minutes.
Correct. So before we run, again, I'll tell you what I got locked in. I'm on Atalanta team total over 1.5. I'm on Zapata goal at plus 220. I just locked that in for half a unit. I'm getting on CDK to score or assist for another half a unit at plus 200. Locking that in right now as we're speaking. Give me 10 seconds here. Done. Locked in for half a unit. I got us both down for a McDonald's breakfast at plus 340 for a Ricci shot on target. And that's kind of where I'm going to call it as far as my action. I know you're on Atalanta to goal in the first half. I have a strong lean on goal in both halves from both of these teams. I have a strong lean on Atalanta money line, and I'd say that's kind of it as far as I would say a pretty strong lean on Illich. Again, that's a longer shot. I would scale your unit back a little bit or your bet. Again, it's plus 340 for a reason. From what I saw over summer, he's back. He's playing good football. I've always liked him. I think he's good here. I like him to be involved here. So again, I would say strong lean in realizing that the odds are plus 340 for again a reason. Anything else you got, Nick?
Yeah, those were the ones. Like I said, man, Ederson, I want to take him, but I don't know that he's there. Definitely take a look at fouls.
I'm gonna watch one more game because I loved what I saw him do against Madrid.
Yep.
But then him and Zappacosta kind of flip-flopped roles versus Lecce. Again, the standard of where you have to play versus Madrid versus Lecce is very different.
And
so
that's
I am
the
interested to see how they're going to compete against Torino, who I wouldn't say is bad. I have Torino being a mid-table squad. I don't think they're going to be looking at relegation, but I don't think they're going to be looking at European football.
But the problem is, right, only one ball to go around. You got Retegui, you got CDK. Brescianini had an awesome game, 2 goals last week. Pasalic, we talked about. So, there's only so much ball for Ederson. But, I do eventually like him to do some stuff. I think you could look at Zappacosta for tackles. I think you could look at pretty much anybody on Torino for tackles. Amasin is a guy that I'm looking at. Carol Linetti in the middle of that defense. If his 2 tackle number is playable, I'd look at that card for Linetti. To me, all the value is on goals. So I think, Oaks, you nailed everything else.
Both teams don't need to reach. Strong lean for me. Minus 115, minus 120 is about where I'd stop playing both teams to score and look to do something live 15 minutes in if there's no goals and you're getting a worse number than I'm seeing out here. Again, we're pushing right up on game time here. Want to remind you guys, follow me on social media at Burrow77, Twitter, Instagram, where all of these lives are streamed. Make sure to follow Nick. Check out the Discords. I do my Discord where I post plays, I track them, I give you guys. That's why I give a lot more tools for new gamblers and how to do research and how to get started and how to start building and putting your own parlays, thoughts, and ideas together. Got a crew of really fun, sharp, intelligent soccer minds over there. We're chopping it up 24 hours a day. I have my Dub Club with Flash, where we do our own show, bring it straight to you directly every Friday night. It's 7 p.m. That's also where, again, it's a little more pricey because one, Flash is that good, and we have to ask a bigger price for that. But 2, that's where all season long you will find my spreadsheets updated every Monday afternoon after the last game of the week with all first half first half shot data. So I'm publishing that there all year round. If you're into data, I have spreadsheets covering every league. Well, I haven't done Germany yet. It was their first week. And I'm not sure if I'm going to because they don't offer that market for every single match. It'll depend on what FanDuel does, but EPL, Serie A, La Liga, all first half shot data posted there, updated every Monday afternoon. So be sure to check those out. All the links are in the description. I mentioned Nick's podcast. All the links for that are in the description too. Follow him on social media. Biggest thing you can do to help us out for free, like and subscribe on YouTube. It is game time. We got a jet. I'm going to run the outro. Thank you so much for visiting us. I'll let Nick get the last word.
Yeah, good luck on all your bets. Plain and simple. Appreciate the support. Thank you for watching.
Same here. Let's cash. We out. Doses. We outside.